By now, I'm sure a majority of you have noticed that the SNAP benefits are going to be exterminated, okay? And here we go again with the Democrats out in the streets hollering, okay, making press conferences just to speak on why they should keep the SNAP benefit. And here comes my curiosity. When are you guys going to recognize and understand and comprehend exactly what the current administration is doing? When are you guys going to understand that? When are you going to understand that we are being handed back our own power? That we are being purposely put in the front lines to do the work that we are supposed to do in order for us to feed our family? When are you guys going to realize there's no more handouts? Okay? The handouts are over. I can understand why you're so mad. I can understand why these leaders, these Democratic leaders, want you to believe that it's the handout that's good for you. Meanwhile, you have to understand the person that controls the resources that feeds you is the person that controls you. Now, here's where it gets really funny. And again, TikTok, this is for entertainment purposes only, okay? So here's where it gets really funny, hilarious, matter of fact. What happened to all you, oh, I'm independent strong this, I'm independent strong that? What happened to that? Tell me in the comments below. What happened to that? What happened to I'm so strong and independent, I don't need nobody? What happened? Now all of you are uproaring about the SNAP benefits being exterminated? Listen, man, you guys are a joke. You guys are a joke. Get a grip. Grow up.
So he not giving out the SNAP benefits. The court said he had to give them out, but he not giving them out. You don't know why? He spent the money. He spent the money between Argentina, the ballroom, just his lavish Halloween party. He spent that money. That money going, y'all. Oh my goodness. I can't believe the situation we in. Actually, I can. I can't believe the situation that we in, but it's going to be all right. I'm just happy that my people, I'm so proud of us that we remain calm. We didn't give them what they wanted. Nobody went out there and, blew up the Walmart. There wasn't no looting, wasn't no rioting for food, because we're going to be all right. We're going to be all right. Since I made that video about everybody not talking to news media, which I seen some of y'all talking to news media, but whatever. So many people have DM'd me with ideas and GoFundMes and resources that I can give to everybody. If you DM me and you need food, I have so many resources that people have DM'd me to provide help. And people have started local food pantries. People have started giving out, just leaving food on their driveway. Literally, people have just been put buckets of food out on their driveway, and just for people to take. People are giving out food at Halloween. It's just a beautiful thing to see. And I'm really proud of my people for maintaining our composure, even though they sitting there making AI videos of us not doing it. They're so desperate they have to make AI videos of us looting and stuff like that. They can't even find a real video because it's not happening. And I'm very proud of us. I'm very proud of us for not doing what they think that we're going to do. We're not who they say we are.
Alright, you all, welcome back to the channel, and I hope you are all doing good. You know, when the SNAP benefits were cut, many assumed black communities would be hit the hardest, but the reality turned out differently. So that is why I have decided to bring up this video to break down how stereotypes and assumptions about poverty and government aid don't always match the truth, and why economic struggles don't discriminate by color. So guys, watch till the end for a deeper look at how media narratives shape public perception. Let's just get into the video. I'm going to roll the clips, then I'll be back, because this video exposes the myth behind those assumptions and shows how economic inequality affects all races in different ways. I'll be back.
Donald Trump doesn't care about poor people, a statement that we all can agree is true, which is why it's really confusing that his base, which is MAGA, are mainly poor people. The Trump administration sent out a memo to groceries and grocery stores telling them they cannot provide or offer discounted goods to those people who have lost their SNAP benefits. The USDA sent out a memo to several grocers around the country who had planned to offer discounted produce and discounted goods to those recipients who have lost SNAP, telling them that they cannot treat SNAP recipients any differently, they cannot price things differently, and that they had to offer things at the regular price. This comes at the same time that Donald Trump threw a elaborate, lavish party for Halloween, spending millions of dollars to host people, while millions of people who are mainly in his base lose access to food, all because he doesn't want to guarantee that millions of people remain insured under affordable health care. Do you see how crazy that sounds? I have personally lived in a country that had a dictator that through lavish events, lavish weddings, lavish parties, where the bulk of the population was living under $1 a day. And where is that dictator now? Not alive. We've seen this time and time and time again, where these people in power, they live a elaborate, lavish life, while people who supported them are living in austerity and destitution. And this is currently happening in America. Donald Trump has the lowest rating amongst white people that he's ever had from his first term until now, until he's been reelected. And I'm like, are people finally waking up to the fact that he doesn't give a fuck about you? It's not just people who look like me he doesn't care about. He doesn't care about poor people in general, because the poor people somehow always have his back. Groceries are higher, gas is higher, expenses are higher, the economy is down, but guess what's not down? Donald Trump's coffers. This is the president that has made billions of dollars since he's come into office.
I'm about to get on America's head right now. Y'all know this, right? So I just did a live and we was talking about EBT, and I just was, because I was absolutely thrown off at how soft America has gotten when it comes to these benefits. First of all, in my opinion, I feel like when it comes to people who are disabled and who are elders, they're not even in this conversation, because we know that they need our help. But you grown motherfuckers, the ones that's picking up their phone crying about losing their stamps and seeing long lines of you able-bodied people getting food at these pantries. Here's my thing. Where are y'all survival skills at? Like, seriously. When y'all be at these grocery stores, you do know that we could tell who has stamps and who doesn't. We not trying to count your coins and nothing like that, but we could see that, because it's kind of like, okay, wait a minute. That buggy is filled to the brim. Snacks, juices, chips, garbage. We don't see no, we see it. We don't be staring, but we see you. So how is it that it took for one day for you all to get a threat that y'all stamps was getting cut off? Now y'all in mayhem, so you don't have no flour, you don't have no bread, you don't have no eggs, you don't have no sugar, you have no canned goods, you don't got no frozen vegetables, you don't got no deep freezer if you got multiple kids. Like, where, do you all know how to cook? Do y'all even cook anymore? I'm a millennial, okay? Grew up with a mother who was a single mother who had 2 kids. Granted, we had my grandmother, so yeah, we had a little bit of help, we had a community, but that's beside the point. We never went hungry. I was a little chubby little kid. We weren't missing no meals. My mama got food stamps. We used to get the paper food stamp. But see, back then, the difference is it wasn't a flex to get food stamps. People used to be embarrassed to get food stamps. Y'all be pulling out that EBT card like it's a black card from American Express. Y'all don't be buying the things that could be lasting in y'all house for days, weeks, months, years. We do got a contingency fund, and apparently they say that Trump has to release some of those funds so that way it could cover SNAP benefits. We don't even have enough, so all of y'all not gonna get all y'all benefits. So what y'all gonna do then? We've been telling y'all for a long damn time, years, even before Biden got in office, we gotta be prepared for whatever is to come. Please use this as a lesson. I'm not here to beat up on y'all, but y'all gotta learn some survival skills. Y'all need to know how to make multiple meals out of the ingredients that you're buying at these stores. Because if you keep giving the government the power to feed you, also giving them the power to starve you and your kids, I'd suggest that you learn how to start taking some lessons from the Amish, learn how to take some lessons from our elders, see what you could do in order to start getting food that's going to last you for some time. Stop buying that junk, because for one, it's not good for you, it's not good for your kids, and it don't last worth a damn. Please take this as an opportunity to learn this as a lesson that anything can happen. You could be cut off at any time. Proper preparation prevents poor performance as well as starvation. Do better.
Dear nieces and nephews, if a news station comes up to you and they want to interview about losing your SNAP benefits, decline the interview. If I see you on a news station, I'm going to find you and we're going to have us a good old come to Jesus moment with Auntie. They are using us. They want to make the narrative that black people are so worried about losing SNAP benefits, like we are the ones who get the most in SNAP benefits, and we're not. White women are. And the people who are going to crash out when November 1st happens, and they can't swipe their card and it says insufficient funds on their cards, are going to be the white folk, not the black folk, because we're used to struggling. We used to struggle. We used to going to the church and getting food. We used to having community and people having a garden and showing up and making sure that families don't go without. These other people ain't used to that. They're not about that life. So they're going to be the ones, not just saying that we ain't going to hurt, but we know how to navigate these waters. They've never had to do it before. So when they crash out, they're going to want to blame it on black folks. So don't give them the ammunition by you being all up on the news talking about some, oh yeah, I'm going to go steal, I'm going to go do this. No, you're not. Because we got our people.
So the administration has just announced that they will comply with the federal judge that is forcing them to pay SNAP benefits. And in response, they are throwing out some crumbs. They have decided to pay SNAP benefits partially. Let me be clear. They have the funds, they have the authority, and they have the ability to fully pay SNAP benefits for the month of November and an entire year moving forward if they wanted to, but they don't. And at the same time, they are sending out a letter, I'll include it at the end, from the USDA to remind stores that they are not allowed to treat SNAP beneficiaries any different than anybody else coming into the store. So if somebody is starving, if they don't have enough food for their family, and an independent store wants to offer SNAP recipients buy one, get one free, or free dessert with your purchase, or an extra meal a week, they will be in violation of federal law. Even under an emergency situation, they are telling retailers that they should not give more to people who are starving than people who have enough food to throw in the garbage.
Far too many people on SNAP benefits. 42 million? That's a ridiculous number. And it shouldn't be on the taxpayer to make sure those people are able to eat. It shouldn't be the job of the federal government to make sure 42 million people are able to eat. It should be the job of their employers. But Republicans are right. There are too many people on SNAP benefits. However, the solution to that is a living wage. Amazon, Walmart, McDonald's pay their employees a living wage, and then the taxpayer doesn't have to subsidize their poor salaries, because that's what's happening. The taxpayer isn't paying for lazy people who don't want to work to be able to eat. They're paying for lazy corporations who don't want to pay their employees a living wage. Greedy corporations. That's what we're paying for. We're subsidizing Walmart and Amazon and McDonald's and every other corporation that lobbied for years to keep the minimum wage where it is, so they don't have to pay their employees, because they know the taxpayer is going to make up that difference.
The Trump administration has officially reached a new all-time low. The Trump administration has already refused to use emergency funds to help Americans get their SNAP benefits for the month of November, so many local grocery stores have been offering discounts for those who typically use SNAP benefits when they were available. Now, those grocery stores are receiving an email from the Department of Agriculture on behalf of President Trump, letting them know they are not being fair and treating everyone equally and should not be supplying discounts to those who usually require SNAP. So now not only is the president being sued by 25 states for not providing SNAP benefits, even though he has the emergency funds to do so, he's being forced to provide them anyway in the few states that are winning, and is now threatening grocery stores. I just do not understand how American citizens can watch the Trump administration bully people that need the most help in our society, and y'all still stand here and cheer for him? Get a fucking grip.
Of course, there's a cat.
Except to people who are trying to tell Black Americans that we need to embrace Zohran Mamdani like he's the second coming. Absolutely not. I don't believe in the forgiveness rhetoric. The forgiveness rhetoric has been used to gaslight and manipulate Black Americans since day one. We are one of the few people that are expected to be treated like shit and disrespected, but then turn around and support those who disrespect and mistreat us. Absolutely not. This is going to be my final word for a while on Mamdani. But people in the comment sections of my other videos have said, well, did you want his opposition to win? No, but that doesn't mean that I have to like and kiss his ass and praise him. I absolutely don't. I found out everything that I, as a Black American, needed to know about that man last year when he did not support Kamala Harris's presidential campaign and platformed that non-committed movement. That told me all I needed to know about him and others like him. Because it is obvious that Kamala Harris would have been light years better for the country than what we have in there now. So he is the mayor of New York City, and it will be great if he becomes the greatest mayor that New York City ever has, that his work benefits all of New York City, including Black American citizens. But I'm not taking a wait and see approach. Time is too short. And Black Americans, here's the bottom line. We are the only ones who have ever saved us. Don't buy that lie about Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves. No, we freed ourselves. Abraham Lincoln didn't have any other political choice because, trust, he wasn't a friend to Black Americans. We have always fought for justice and our rights. We have always stood alone, as the last election was the latest proof of that. Let me tell you, Black Americans, that I am proud of us. People talk shit about us. People within our own community talk shit about us and underestimate us. But y'all, I felt the energy, and I still feel it ever since those election results came in on November 5th, 2024. And we've got the memo. We didn't just now start talking about closing our wallets and purses to discretionary spending. Yes, buy what you need, but whenever you can, save your money. Keep our money circulating more within the Black American community. We've been talking about that, and that's what we're doing, including going into this holiday season on. I would never underestimate us because we are here now because of the strength and the resilience and the brilliance and the fortitude and the spirituality and the creativity of our ancestors. And most of us exhibit those same traits because they've been passed down to us. But in terms of, well, Black people, it's nuanced and we need to understand. No, we don't. The only thing that we Black Americans need to do is be Black, and then when it is time, die. That's it. We're going to save ourselves by refusing to spend our money with these retailers and corporations and businesses and individuals that disrespect us. Oh, you better believe they're going to hear us and give us what we want if we stay the course. And I believe that we will, because we're already seeing the effect. Having more money in our pocket, supporting Black businesses that are truly providing products and services that are benefiting our community and the greater market as a whole. We are getting that memo. And again, I am proud of us. So that's how I feel. And that is my final word on Mamdani. And you all have a fantastic day. Good morning, y'all.
Guys, as we continue watching, we still have one more clip to watch when the government announced cuts to SNAP, the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. A lot of people had predictions. Some thought black communities would be the first to feel the pain. The narrative was simple. They depend on welfare, so they will suffer the most. But when the dust settled, the story did not go the same way that they expected. So guys, let's just watch this remaining clip, then I'll be back with more commentaries. Kindly feel free to let me know your comments in the comment section.
You know, honestly, I can't believe that people heard the federal government say, we're cutting off your SNAP benefits, and thought, hell yeah. Did they say we're going to lower your taxes? No. Did they say we're going to stop collecting the taxes that we collect for SNAP? No. Did they say we're going to give you a refund? No. No. So why would you think it's a good thing that they're keeping that money? What do you think they're going to do with it? They just said, we're not going to give it to you all anymore. We're not going to give it to you all anymore. We already took it. We already collected it, but we're not going to give it to you all anymore. And I don't mean me, not me. And depending on who you are, maybe not you either, but you all, as in the collective, we're not going to give it to you all anymore. But they didn't stop collecting that money. They didn't stop collecting that money. And they haven't come up with a plan for giving it back to you or for giving it back to me. So what do you think they're doing with it?
Partially funded SNAP benefits. That's the decision from the Trump administration. Their attorneys let the federal judge in Rhode Island know today that we hear you, so we're going to partially fund the SNAP benefit program because we looked at our budget and we just can't afford the whole amount because they're refusing to tap into the emergency reserve at the USDA. Now, we're not going to get into the who's, whys, or buts of what they may or may not have done with that emergency fund. I've seen other creators do that. Go check them out. But partially funding SNAP benefits. Okay, so people are going to get something, but when? Great question. They don't know. They went on to say, well, because we have to adjust the amount and we have to do it state by state, it could take weeks or months for people to get their benefits. So even though this seems like a bit of a win, it really isn't. People are still going to go hungry. There is an emergency fund that's supposed to be in place to cover this full amount, but the administration doesn't think that they can legally tap into it. They can. It's been done in other shutdowns, so I don't know what's going on there, and not suspicious at all. This comes, a couple days after Walmart, one of the big donors to you-know-who's campaign and supporters of his, had said something about, guys, you gotta fund SNAP. So that's where we are today.
Like, I want my taxes to go to homeless shelters. I want my taxes to go to kids' education. I want my taxes to go to saving the climate and the pollution. I want my taxes to go to charities that matter. And I want my taxes to go to STEM things. I want my taxes to go to housing. I want my taxes to go towards less homelessness. I don't want my taxes to go to Argentina or Israel. Sorry, I don't. No. I'm fed up. And then it's crazy because our jobs expect us to be quiet. And this is where I'm happy to be my own business. Because when people hire me, I'm a 1099 worker. I'm not a W-2. I am my own person. I am my own entity. Because I'm not being disrespectful. I'm just saying, as a Spanish woman, I am fed up that I always have to give my all, and still we don't even get a pat on the back.
Oh yeah, guys, we have come to the conclusion of this video, and for decades, public perception around food assistance has been shaped by stereotypes, ones that often paint Black Americans as the face of welfare. But the truth, the majority of SNAP recipients are white. In fact, according to USDA data, more white Americans rely on SNAP benefits than any other racial group, simply because they make up a larger portion for the United States population. So when SNAP cut hit, they hit hard, but not where some people expected. Yes, even when I was perusing through the social media, I saw a lot of footages of rural America, the small towns, working class families, people who are suffering and are not merely Black people. So many rural communities, mostly white, working class families, found themselves facing the very struggles they assumed belonged to someone else. Empty pantries, the rising food costs, and a system that no longer stretched as far as it used to. It was indeed a harsh reality check. Poverty is not about color. It is about class. It is about access and also about opportunity. Meanwhile, black and brown communities who have been forced to adapt to economic instability for generations knew how to stretch every dollar. They knew how to organize food drives and support one another. Survival wasn't new to them. Yes, and when those cuts came, the irony became impossible to ignore. The same people who once pointed fingers at welfare dependents found themselves struggling in the same lines. The same system they thought they'd never need suddenly became essential. And that's the lesson here. Poverty does not discriminate, but empathy often does. When we stop seeing hunger and poverty as them issue and start seeing it as our issue, that's when real change can begin. Snap cuts didn't just expose who was struggling, they exposed how little we understand each other's struggles. And maybe, just maybe, that realization is the first step towards unity and not division. Yes, guys, of course, thank you so much for watching. All credit belongs to the original creators of the video. This video here is meant for educational purposes and commentary purposes as well. In case you have any thoughts, kindly feel free to let me know in the comment section. Thank you so much. All credit belongs to the original creators of the video. Kindly don't forget to give this video a like, give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video for you to get to a wider audience, and also subscribe and turn on the notification bell so that you don't miss on the next one. Thank you and be blessed. Until next time, guys.